Good morning. In the last class, we discussed about mixed supplies and different transactions. Whenever we do with how to go with advance payments and advance receipts, and how to cancel the receipts which we have paid in advance. So all the things we have discussed in the last class. So today we'll see one important topic, that is composite supply. Then after, it is the last important topic what you have in this composite supply. Later on, already we know how to generate GST reports and all. Already if you click on display and GST R1, automatically you will get all the reports whatever we have. Simply if you enter any transactions, these reports will come automatically. We have no need to do anything with this. So the reports will be generated automatically. So now we will see one transaction, that is composite supply. What is the meaning of composite supply? For example, if you have purchased HP printer, let's take this example. You have purchased HP printer. Obviously, whenever if you want to take any printout or somewhat, we need A4 size papers too, right? So purchasing printer at one place and papers at another place with another customer, it is a bit difficult. So what we do, as a sake, in a single shot will purchase these two at same place from a same person. Okay, so this kind of supply is called as composite supply. Composite supply of goods refers to the supply of combination of two or more supplies of goods or services in single price by a taxable person. They are naturally bundled based upon the necessities during the ordinary course of business. ఓన్లీ ప్రింటర్ ఒకటే పర్చేజ్ చేసుకుని ప్రింటర్తో పాటు కొన్ని మనం A4 సైజ్ ప్రింట్ పేపర్స్ కూడా మనం పర్చేజ్ చేసేసాం. ఇది కాంబినేషన్, అయితే సింగిల్ ఒకటే పార్సల్ వాటితో పాటు అవి కూడా పంపించేసేయండి అని. ఓకే, సో దిస్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ సప్లై ఈజ్ కన్సిడర్డ్ యాజ్ కంపోజిట్ సప్లై. ఓకేనా, ఈజ్ ఇట్ క్లియర్? Hello?
Sir, yes sir.
Yeah. See, whenever we are purchasing any item, along with that, if any prerequisites or any requirements or any useful things along with that item which we require, then we'll purchase everything in a bulk. So those kind of purchases, those kind of supplies are considered as composite supplies. So here what he did, Universal Traders sold the following goods to Bag-in Traders, Telangana, with central and state tax applicable with the transport charges 40,000. సో ట్రాన్స్పోర్ట్ చార్జెస్ ఒక 40,000తో కలిపి వాడు ఈ రెండు ఐటమ్స్ని వాళ్ళకి సేల్ చేశారంట, యూనివర్సల్ ట్రేడర్స్. సో నౌ Bag-in Traders will be your sundry debtor, right? Now you tell me, in which voucher we have to enter these transactions? Hello? In which voucher we have to enter this transaction? In which voucher we have to enter this transaction? I am asking you. See the transaction and tell me where we have to enter and what are the prerequisites we have to create. Hello?
Sir, sales voucher we have to create, sir.
Okay. What are the ledgers we have to create?
Bag-in Traders.
Okay, so you said in sales voucher kada? Okay, so I'll go to accounting voucher, sales. Tell me. So what is the reference number? Do we have any reference number for this, for transaction? Reference number CS by 01. Okay, CS composite supply by 01. Party, who is that party? Bag-in traders, which is already there with us. Next, next what we have to create? Composite sales, under sales, it is goods. Now stock item we have to create. Stock item we have to create. So Alt C, what is the stock item? A4 size print papers. This stock item is already with us, right? HP printers. So we have to create A4 size print papers. A4 size print papers under primary. These are bundles. Bundles, okay. Applicable, yes. Enter. Description A4 size print paper. A4 size print papers 4321 on value, taxable, percentage is 18%, goods, enter. Okay, opening balance as 80. Yeah? Oh. Now inventory info, create, stock items, alter A4 size, 80, and what is the price? 80 bundles ante. Okay. Next we have to create one more ledger, that is transportation expenses. Transport expenses under indirect expenses. It is not applicable. GST, goods based on value, enter. Okay. Now go to accounting voucher, our sales, composite sale by 01, party, bag-in traders, composite sales, HP printers. How many we have purchased HP printers? Sorry, sold 50 of 8000. 50 of 8000 and A4 size sheets 80 of 600, 80 of 600, CGST, SGST. So this is the entry. Okay na? Oh, we have one more kada. We have to go with transport expenses. Transport expenses 40,000 kada.
Hello? Yes, sir.
Yeah. 40,000 state tax, central tax. So total 40 lakhs, 48,000. So total 4 lakhs 48,000. This is 40,000 for transportation, central tax 43,920, state tax 43,920. So this will be the entry. Okay. మూడు మూడు ఆరు తొమ్మిది ఇవాళ క్లాస్ కాస్త ఫుల్ అనిపిస్తుంది. హ్యాపీ ఫర్ యూ. గుడ్, థ్యాంక్ యూ. సో దిస్ ఈజ్ ఆల్ అబౌట్ composite supply. Do you have any doubts in this composite supply? In necessary situations, we'll purchase multiple items as a combination of items, so that is considered as composite supply. So in this, we'll enter the transaction just like we have the previous transactions. So every time we have created different sales ledgers. Why? Because to differentiate the transactions, one is composite sale, one is exempted sale, or like that. So here we have created different types of sales ledgers. Have you observed? Composite sales, export, mixed sales, sales export, sales, taxable sales. So all these are different types of sales. So to differentiate the sales or to know the separate reports, I have created separate ledgers. That's it. So even you can deal with a single sales ledger, but it includes all type of sales. So instead of that, if I create separate ledger for separate transactions, then that would be good. That's the reason I have created different sales ledgers for this. Okay. So all the transactions, once we enter all the transactions, we can see the things reports under statutory reports. GSTR 1 for sale. B2B transactions, total we have 3 transactions. Wagon traders 4,88,000, Moon traders and Infotech traders. So it is integrated tax. These are all the CGST and SGST, central tax and state taxes. Okay. So this is a complete report. If you want to see the voucher wise, we can see the voucher wise or party wise. It's up to you. And here you have tax liabilities and export invoices. So total we have 7 vouchers in this. So number of vouchers for the period are 20. 7 vouchers. What about this 13 vouchers? No relevant for returns. These are GST implementations. Okay. Excluded vouchers. Okay. Exempted vouchers. There is no tax. Okay. Next, unadjusted. We just avalena. We have entered these transactions in journals kada. Okay, we'll see. So this is about complete report whatever we have. Okay. Now the next topic we have in this GST reports, generating GST reports in ERP. How to generate? Already we know. Go to Gateway of Tally, display statutory report, GST, GSTR1. The report will be generated. This is complete summary of GST. Total outward supplies, taxable value, tax amount. Okay. Generating GSTR2 reports in Tally. How to generate? Same. Input tax credit set off. If the input tax credit amount is more than the liability, then the credit will be carried forward to the next assessment year. If the input tax credit amount is less than the liability, then tax is to be paid to the government. So the following table shows the getting off of the input tax credit against each these component: central tax, state tax and integrity tax. So in the month of August, central tax is 5,000, state tax is 5,000, integrity tax is 10,000. So liability amount 5,778, this is 5,778, integrated tax is 16,750. So how to adjust these transactions? Where we have incomplete or mismatch information is to be resolved or 0, since there are no exceptions in GSTR1. Okay, see, when we open GSTR1, here we have this option as 0. So all the vouchers whatever we have are correct. In the above, observe that there is no incomplete or mismatch information which is to be resolved, since there are no exceptions in GSTR1 and GSTR2 reports. Display correct input tax credit and tax liability amount in Tally ERP9. So the amount whatever you have, inward supply, GSTR1 report. This is the summary of return summary. This is the amount, total outward supply, and here GST adjustments. Input tax liability 27,000 and it is 14,400 tax liability. So for this, if you want to enter, if you want to adjust it for the next year, then enter the transactions into journal for each and every transaction. What మనం next year కి adjustment చేయాలి. Decrease of tax liability. So actually tax limit will be 5,000, but it is a 5,770, 5,778. So amount you have to decrease it up to 5,000. 5,778 ni 5,000 కి మనం decrease చేయాలి. So for that you have to enter all the transactions in journal voucher like this. Central tax రెండింటిని మనం central tax to state tax ni you have to set it for 5,000. In the same way, integrated tax to be set to 10,000. How to pay the GST tax? You have to go to login into your GST site, and from there you have to pay this GST payment. So you can pay either offline or online. Offline payment can be done through the following. You have to take a demand draft by depositing through our counter payment, cash or check. Online payment can be done through the following: NEFT చేయొచ్చు, ఇంటర్నెట్ బ్యాంకింగ్ చేయొచ్చు, RTGS చేయొచ్చు, ఏదైనా చేయొచ్చు. So this tax payment, maintenance and admission of GST details, timeline of payments and mode of payment. So these are the things what we have to remember. Maintenance, electronic cash ledger, electronic credit ledger, electronic tax liability register. So these are the things we have to maintain. And timeline, regular 20th of the subsequent month you have to return the GST filing. You have to do return filing. and composite dealers 18th of every month. Now regular dealers 20th of every month. Every month on 20th you have to submit your GST report to the government. That is mandatory. Every month you have to submit. And the remaining amounts you have to pay either through offline or online mode. What? Sorry. Yeah. So how to payment? If you want to go with any payments, in which voucher will enter the payments? Obviously into payment voucher. We'll go to the payment voucher and then we'll pay central tax and state tax through bank. This is a payment voucher. Whatever the amounts we have to pay, we'll pay that amount. So maximum all the important topics whatever you have in unit 3 are finished ma. How to enter the all the transactions whatever we have entered through here. Even we have seen different type of purchases, different sales, and I didn't show you one transaction ma. I'll show you now. How to purchase different items. For example, I am going with it. Who are sundry creditors here? Moon traders, huh? Okay, I'll create one ledger. Under sundry creditors, Telangana, regular, GST number 36. 36 AAP FG1 655 C1 ZH. Enter. See, when we are dealing with different type of goods, in the sense one goods percentage is 18% and another one is 5%. In that case, you have to remove this purchase ledger option from here. So how to remove it? First go to F12. Next here, you have to disable one option, use common ledger. Where is that use common ledger? F12 voucher entry. Where is it? Use common ledger. One option will be there. Use common ledger. You have to eliminate that option. Press F12. Enable supplementary details. Make it as no. Use common ledger. Yes, this option you have to make it as no. Okay. Now what will happen? You won't get this option here. Now here invoice number by 01, party name SVS Traders. So already we have purchased HP printers 25. HP printers percentage is, here I am creating one ledger, purchase at the rate 18%. They are purchases applicable. This is goods purchase at the rate 18%. Next we have one more item. You just tell me any item with different percentages. What do we take? Example. Examples required. I shared one sheet with you. Is it there or not? Yeah. So I am going with mobile phones. Okay. Mobile phones percentage is 12%. Okay. Right. Alt C. Samsung M50 primary, it is number applicable, yes. Samsung mobiles, some GST number, non GST good, no, on value, this is taxable, percentage is 12%. Goods, enter. So here I am purchasing.
18% mobile.
Mobiles are
It's
12 nana.
18%
Where?
on Google.
Google?
Yes, sir.
I think they have modified anukunta. Okay, let it be. It is just for an example. 35 mobile phones. Each phone cost is 18,000. So here particulars, Alt C, purchase at the rate 12%. Why? Because they are purchasing two different items with two different rates. Okay, applicable, it is goods, purchase at the rate 12%. Now here also you have to create separate ledgers. CGST at the rate 6 under duties and taxes, GST, central tax, it is 6%. Next, SGST at the rate 6%, duties and taxes, GST, state tax 6%. Next again CGST, already normal 18% already we have here, right? So I can take direct central tax and state tax. Have you observed for this HP printers, the tax is calculated 9% on this, and on the Samsung 6,30,000 6% tax is calculated. Okay. So here I am purchasing two items with two different tax rates. In that case, what are the changes we have to do? The first change we have to do is under F12 use common ledger. This option you have to make it as no. Sir, what will happen if I make it as yes? Have you observed here one option is disabled now, purchase option. If all the items belongs to the same percentage, then here we can enter that purchase at the rate 18% or 20%. when we are dealing with different percentages, if you write a common ledger for all the items, then it is not good, right? It is not correct. Why? Because you are dealing with multiple rates, but here you are writing it as common ledger, common tax amount for all. It is not correct. Have you get the point or not?
No, sir.
Okay, I'll explain you once again. So till now what we did, whatever the items we have purchased, all belongs to the same percentage, right? Is it clear? If you take HP printer or any 2 to 3 items, whatever we have purchased, all items belongs to the same rate of interest, I mean the sense rate of tax. Now when we have a situation, we have to purchase some items with different percentages. Okay, then how to enter that kind of transaction? The changes what we have to do is, if I press F12 and if I make it as yes, use common ledger yes, then I will have దీంట్లో రాదు. See now, purchase ledger, here you have this option, right? So here whatever the ledger will enter, for example if you enter purchase at the rate 18%, all the items whatever we do, this 18% is applicable for all the items. If you are doing the transaction with same percentage of items, but if you are purchasing or selling any items with different percentages, then we can't use this common ledger for those items. Am I right? Why? Because the percentages are not common. Hello?
Listen.
Yes or no? అర్థమైందా లేదా? మళ్ళీ చెప్తా కావాలంటే. I'll explain once again if you didn't understand. Okay, I'll explain once again. You just tell me any 2 items with the same percentage. Neha, search in the net and tell me any 2 items with the same percentage.
Yes, sir. Sir, fans 18%.
Just a second.
And,
Just a second. Just a second. Fans.
18%.
Okay. Next time. Next item, another item with the same percentage. Sorry, fans and HP printers. Already we have HP printers with 18% kada. Already we have HP printers with 18% kada. So let us assume I am purchasing HP printers and fans. Clear? Both are having same 18%. Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Both are having
Yes, sir.
both are having same 18%. Right now.
Sir, there are many hair shampoo and
Yeah,
all
that's
oil.
what.
50
Just
grams.
take any 2 to 3 items, Nana. I have taken only 2 items. Now, let us assume I am removing this option. Use common ledger as no. Now see what will happen. Here I have selected HP printers 20. It will ask here additional accounting details, it will ask for each and every item. Purchase at the rate 18%. Huh? Okay. If you create one more item, what is that? What are the things we have with 18%? Just now you said fans, kada?
Yes, sir.
Bajaj fans, primary, number applicable, yes. Fans, some number, on value, taxable, here same 18%. Goods. So I am purchasing 50 fans, 1500. Already I have purchased with 18%. So every time I have to select 18% for this, 18% for this, 18 for how many you have for every item you have to select what is the percentage or in which way you are purchasing that item, what is the percentage of value. Every time you have to select. Clear? If you go with one more item, I will go with chocolates bundle, applicable, yes. Chocolates, some HSN number, taxable, they are also 18%. Goods, I am going with 25, 150. This one also again it will ask purchase at the rate 18%. For every item you have to select that 18%, 18%, 18%. Instead of that, if I use common ledger, if I use this option, then that purchase 18% will come here automatically. It will come here. And what does it mean? All the items whatever you have here, everyone are of 18%. This 18% is common for all the items. Okay. Now if I write this, every time if you enter like here, after this it won't ask you that purchase ledger again and again. Have you understood the difference?
Yes, sir.
What is the advantage of selecting allow common ledger? If you allow common ledger, it means this 18% is common for all the items. You have no need to specify, you have no need to mention 18%, 18%, 18% for every time. If you didn't mention this 18%, then you have to write that 18% for every item individually. Okay. Right. Now when we are dealing with different tax rates, then use common ledger must be no. Okay. Just like we did the previous transaction, this HP printers with 18% and Samsung phones for 12%. So I am dealing with two different items, that's why I removed this common ledger. If I say common ledger, what does it mean? These two belongs to 18%. Is it right? No kada. This is 18% and this is 12%. These two are not common. These two are not having common percentage. If any items are having common percentage, use common ledger as yes. If items are not having any common percentage, remove that option, use common ledger to make that option to no. Okay. A simple funda. If you are dealing with same percentage of items, then use common ledger, or else don't use that common ledger. Is it okay? Now you got the point?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is the thing what we are left today. So even I also covered that also. So tomorrow we'll go with the fourth unit. Fourth unit completely you have to do. Okay, this completely assignment for you people. Fourth unit, the same things will be repeated in fourth unit. Every day one has to explain me, then I will do the work as what you said. Okay na? In second unit and third unit we deal with goods. In fourth unit completely we deal with services. That's the only difference. Instead of goods we have to select services. Everything, purchase ledger, purchase voucher, sales voucher, payment voucher, receipt voucher, everything is same. Okay, so we'll start unit 4 from tomorrow. Okay now, getting started with GST with services. Okay guys.